Shalom, family. My name is Najee. I'll be reading from the book of Proverbs, chapter 2, and asking for the Ruach, the Spirit of the Most High, to help me interpret what I've read for you guys. I'll be reading from the scriptures, a version similar to the Sefer, the Hallelujah scriptures. These are all versions of the Bible trusted in the Hebraic rooted community due to their Hebraic usage of Hebraic terminologies and of people and places of the book. And this is like my second or third video, so bear with me. I'm gonna try to get through this, y'all willing. The book of Proverbs, chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if you accept my words and treasure up my commands with you. Verse 2, so that you make your ear attend to wisdom, incline your heart to understanding. Verse 3, for if you cry for discernment, lift up your voice for understanding. Verse 4, if you seek her as silver and search for her as hidden treasures. Verse 5, then you would understand the fear of Yahuwah, the Most High, and find the knowledge of Elohim, the Most High. Elohim, the Mighty One, our Creator, our God. This is picking up from where I left off in the first video in chapter where I was reading chapter 1 and explaining how these are the words of King Solomon, the son of King David, and who was said to be the wisest man who've lived, and he was provided this knowledge that this verse just spoke of. This was given to him. This was the wisdom that was given to him due to him asking for it, and it was given. And so these are the words. Pretty much, these are words that were provided to him. This was insight and knowledge and instruction. Relayed to us, to the reader, to the listener, to whoever hear these words through Solomon, directly from the source, the Most High. Inspirational words directly from the source, the Most High. These are the words of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the supreme, being. And he's explaining how, he's explaining to, a son or a daughter, anyone who has an ear to hear, that if you accept my words, if you accept these words, if you accept, this pretty much this blueprint and these directions, if you it's on how to navigate your way through life and find and where to find this knowledge, if you accept my words, as he's explaining, and treasure up my commands with you, if you treasure this up so that you make your ear attend to wisdom and incline your heart to understanding, so you're listening for it and you're inclining your heart for it, you have a love for it, you know what I mean? You really, you're really taking it serious of, wanting to get this knowledge, obtain this knowledge and wisdom and this understanding. For if you cry for discernment, this discernment, if you cry for it, if you cry out for it, if you beg for it, you beg and plead and let your Creator, let the Most High know that this is what you want, is to be able to discern, what's going on in front of you, what any encounter you have with anyone, any individual, any event, you find yourself in, any anything that you find yourself in, you'll be able to discern your way out. But you have to ask for this discernment. You have to cry out for this discernment. If you lift up your voice for understanding, lifting up your voice and you're asking for this understanding. So it's understanding and discernment, you know what I mean, and wisdom that you're looking for, that you're seeking, this knowledge. You know what I mean? So if you lift up your voice, basically yell, and in a place where find a place where you can speak privately and yell out and cry out for this discernment, and yell and beg for this understanding, to understand what has happened, to understand why you went through what you went through, and where you went wrong, where anyone else went wrong, and who was at fault. If you yell and beg for this understanding, you're going to find it. And this is what it's leading to. If you do these things, he says, lift up your voice for understanding. If you seek her as silver, so if you seek wisdom, if you seek wisdom as silver, like we do money, like we go try to get money. We call ourselves go-getters to go get money. Look at it the same way. Look at knowledge, wisdom, and understanding as the same, even more valuable than money, even more valuable than treasure, silver and gold. If you seek it as if, with the same diligence as we seek an income from, you know what I mean, we will find it. As we seek, to get a job, if we seek it like that, if we have it, if we seek it like that, we'll find it. This is what he's explaining. This is how we obtain it. We have to seek it similarly how we seek an income, and search for her as hidden treasures, as if we're trying to get rich. That's the thought we have to go in. That's the intent we have to go in this journey with, to find this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, this supreme knowledge and wisdom and understanding. And we then you would understand. This is what will happen if we go at it like we go into it like that. If we go on this journey with that intent, after doing all these things, lifting up our voice, crying out for it, you know what I mean, inclining our heart to it, and having our ear attend to it, just being aware, and having an awareness of the wisdom, and when we hear it, we know that's wisdom. And if we fiend for it, you know what I mean, if we desire it and is with that amount of passion, this is what will happen. Then you would understand the fear of Yahuwah, the Most High, our Creator. You will understand the fear of the Most High when you do this. You will understand the fear of the Most High and find the knowledge of Elohim, of God, the knowledge of God, the knowledge of the Creator, the knowledge of the Most High, the knowledge. You will find the knowledge. You will find this knowledge. The same knowledge that was given to Solomon. The same knowledge that was obtained, you will be able to obtain it yourself. It's obtainable. So this is what will happen if we do all those things. We go in it like we take it seriously. So it says in verse 6, for Yahuwah gives wisdom. Out of his mouth come knowledge and understanding. This is what he gives it. This is what he does. He gives it to us. Verse 7, and he treasures up stability for the straight. So he treasures up the stability for the straight. He makes sure you're stable. He makes sure you're sturdy. He makes sure you're on a foundation, whereas though you're not going to fall. You're not going to, if you're one of these individuals that have this knowledge, that have this wisdom, and have this understanding, you know what I mean, and keep a straight path, stay on the straight path, you know what I mean, everything about you is straight, and your intent is straight. A shield, and this is what he'll do. and he treasures up stability for the straight, a shield to those walking blamelessly. So walking blamelessly, whereas though no one is able to point the finger, oh, you did this to me, oh, you did that, oh, if you find yourself in a position where as though no one can blame you for anything, and you find yourself faultless, you know what I mean? We're not perfect, but when you have discernment, when you have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and you're able to, you know what I mean, operate in this supreme knowledge and wisdom, understanding of the Most High, you'll know what offend others. You know what someone will blame you for. You would know what you will be at fault for. So it will, when you're aware of these things, you won't find yourself being at fault. You won't find yourself being the one to blame. You will be blameless. So he will provide a shield for you. He will provide a shield for you once you're in that state. Once you're in, at this level, you'll have a shield, and you'll be sturdy. He'll treasure up stability for you. So verse 8, to watch over the paths of the right ruling, and the way of his lovingly committed ones he guards. This is what he does. He watch over the paths of those who, does the right thing, who rules right, and basically, makes the right decisions and judges right, and does everything, what I mean, as far as like, they're not crooked, they're not being slick, they're not being manipulative, they're not, being, like crooked, like untrustworthy, lying and like basically, taking advantage of people, and like they're not doing that. That's not right ruling. You're doing everything right. You're doing everything, what you were treating another person how you would want to be treated. And this is what will come with that. You know what I mean? He'll watch over you. These are the ones he watches over. In the way of his lovingly committed ones he guards. He guards the way of those who are committed to that, who's committed to that life, who's committed. He's guarding your way. He's guarding. He's a shield. He has a shield for you. He has stability for you, and he's guarding you. You know what I mean? He's guarding you, and he's watching over your path. What else would you need? Like what more would you need? What more can you ask for? You know what I mean? Towards though you can't find yourself in those. He's looking after you. He has his Malakim. He has his Ruach HaKodesh. His what is known as the Holy Spirit. He has this helper and these Malakims, and as far as the messengers, the angels. He has all of these. He has all of this help watching over you when you're committed, only for his lovingly committed ones. Verse 9. Then you will understand righteousness. You will understand righteousness in this state, at this level. When you're at this level, when you're done, pleading out and crying out and yelling out and asking for this knowledge and this discernment and this wisdom and understanding of the Most High, you'll obtain this, and then you would understand righteousness. Everyone, got an idea of what righteousness is, and you know what I mean? And that's due to what's already, the spirit that's already in us, that was provided through the breath of life. But there's another level to, cover all aspects, to cover all corners. And this is what he's saying you will achieve. You would then understand righteousness and right ruling. You will understand righteousness, right ruling, everything that I just broke down, and straightness in every good path. You will understand this. This is what verse 9 says. Then you will understand righteousness and right ruling and straightness in every good path when you in this state of knowledge and wisdom and understanding. When you have this supreme knowledge and wisdom and understanding of the Most High, you will achieve this. You know what I mean? You will be at this state. Verse 10, for wisdom will enter your heart and knowledge be pleasant to your being. Wisdom will enter your heart and be pleasant to you. It'll be pleasing to you, be satisfying to you. You know what I mean? To the point you want more. You're interested in others that has this also. You're interested in hearing what they have to say. You'll have an ear for all knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, even on the lower levels, even in the academic levels, even in the basic levels, even in, you know what I mean, in the other, in other areas and of applying it. You will have an ear for it. You know what I mean? You will desire it. You know what I mean? You would love to hear it, love to read it, love to, you know what I mean? Love to apply it. So for wisdom will enter your heart and knowledge be pleasant to your being. Verse 11, discretion will guard you. Discretion will guard you. You would know, you know what I mean? You would know how to, move. You would know how to, operate. You would know which way is right and which way is wrong. You know what I mean? You would know once you achieve this. You will understand. It says discretion will guard you. Understanding would watch over you. Understanding will watch over you. You know what I mean? Not only will you have him watching over you, understanding, you will be able to watch over yourself. You know what I mean? Understanding would watch over you. The Most High is knowledge. The Most High is wisdom. The Most High is understanding and discretion. Well, that's basically what he's saying. Understanding will watch over you. Verse 2, to deliver you from the evil way. Deliver you from the evil way. Whenever you find yourself in a evil position, in an evil predicament, in the evil, you know what I mean, place, or with evil people, or anything evil that's, you know what I mean, that you accidentally find yourself, and you'll identify where you're at, and you'll be able to get yourself out of it. You know what I mean? To deliver you. This is what verse 12 is telling you, to deliver you from the evil way. You know what I mean? Even if it's a state that you're in and you need to repent, you know what I mean? The lifestyle that you're living, or whatever you're doing, whatever you know what I mean? Whatever you just like, you overlooking and not knowing that it's not that bad, or you're thinking it's not as bad as it, you know what I mean, is as you thought it would be. But it once you obtain this knowledge, this wisdom and understanding, you will see that, oh, I gotta get myself out of here. You know what I mean? I gotta choose another route. I gotta get another, you know what I mean? I gotta get I gotta pick another path. And it says to deliver you from the evil way, from the man who speaks perversities. This is what it deliver you from the man who speaks perversities, kicking game on you. Got all the, game, all the, you know what I mean, all the words, all the, you know what I'm saying, all the moves, all the right maneuvers, everything, you know what I mean? They trying to sell you something. They trying to, talk you into something. They trying to talk you out of something. You know what I mean? Try to, basically, take advantage of you, manipulate you. You know what I mean? This is what, the perversities of man, this is what, will help you get to identify what's being said to you, to know that it's game, to know that is manipulation, is trickery, is, you know what I mean, is wicked, is, is not with the right intent. So you'll know how to basically identify these perversities that, you know what I mean, that men speak. You know what I mean? Verse 13. Those who leave the path. This is how he's describing who these men are. So it says from verse 12 to verse 13, it says from 12, it says to deliver you from the evil way, from the man who speaks perversities. 13, those who leave the path of straightness to walk in the ways of darkness. So this is basically who these people are. Verse 14, who rejoice to do evil. They delight in the perversities of evil. 15, whose paths are crooked and they are perverted in their ways. 16, so I'm gonna just, from 12 to 15 is explaining who these men of perversity, who these men who speak perversities are. You know what I mean? They the ones that left that straight path. They were probably on the straight path, but they left it at some point. You know what I mean? And they probably got persuaded into, leaving that path and going on a path with, you know what I mean, versus, basically to go back on what we touched on in chapter 1 in the first video, of what, the warning that they tell you not to, go with these people, or when they tell you that, they want to go rob this place, or, go shed blood and do all that. You know what I mean? This is what happened. These are the ones, the men that speak perverse. These are the ones who went with those people. You know what I mean? They left that straight path. He says, those who leave the paths of straightness to walk in the ways of darkness. So these are the ones that went that route. They took up that offer, you know what I mean, and went on that route. The one now they, trying to, basically, you'll know their words when you hear them, you know what I mean? Because these are the same ones who rejoice to do evil now. They delight in the perversities of evil. You know what I mean? They love it. You know what I mean? They can't, they can't get enough of it. You know what I'm saying? They can't get enough of robbing, stealing, killing, dealing. You know what I mean? Manipulating and sexing and all sorts, all sorts of women without any honest intent. You know what I mean? To be with them. These are the men, that's out here, and we well aware of them. You know what I mean? So these are the ones whose paths are crooked, and they are perverted in their ways. And this is how you identify them. Now, it's verse 16. It's not just the men. This verse 16 just explain how it's not just the men. Verse 16 says, to deliver you from the strange woman, from the foreigner who flatters with her words. Verse 17, who forsakes the companion of her youth and has forgotten the covenant of her Elohim, of her God. So, it says in 18, for her house has sunk down to death and her paths to the dead. Verse 19, none going into her does return, nor do they reach the paths of life. Verse 20, so basically, this is what he's saying with the woman is. It's saying like, these women they got the slick things too. They got the flattery, they got the words, to basically sway a man and talk them into, going in their house, or them, basically coming into their house and bringing them in their house. Like it says basically, beware of them to deliver you. This is the knowledge, the wisdom and understanding to basically identify these women and who they are, and how they talk. It'll deliver you. It's saying that it's to deliver you from the strange woman, from the foreigner who flatters with her words. She's bad. She's beautiful. She's sexy. And she got all the rap. She got all the game. She got all the compliments. You know what I mean? She's just like, you know what I mean? She's just flattering, like telling you all the right things. Oh, you got a nice car. You got nice this. You probably got a this, or you could probably got that. Or I want, you know what I mean? You probably, yeah. She's trying basically, she's gaming you. She's gaming you into her, into her clutch. So it's basically like, it's telling you how to identify this woman. In verse 17, it explains who she is. He says, who forsakes the companion of her youth. So she had a boyfriend and she done left him. You know what I mean? She had a childhood boyfriend that she done left. You know what I mean? And it says, and has forsaken the covenant of her Elohim. Has forsaken the covenant basically that she made with her father. That she was going to, wait for this and wait for that. Or made a covenant that she made with her God, her maker. That she was going to wait for this and wait for that. Wait for marriage, or wait, stick with this man and not, not cheat, or not, you know what I mean, step around, or just be with multiple men. Like, this is the covenant that women make all the time. You know what I mean? Not just with the creator, not just with the Most High, but they make them with their fathers. You know what I mean? When they're young, they make them with their boyfriend. Oh, I'm not going to do it again. You know what I mean? And these are the women that forsaken that covenant. A covenant is the contract, a promise. You know what I mean? So an agreement that was made. These are the women that has forsaken that. You know what I mean? Who forsakes the companion of her youth and has forgotten the covenant of her Elohim. They forgot it. They forgot all about it. They was caught up in the moment, caught up in the pleasure, caught up in their emotions, caught up in, what can you do for me now? How can you satisfy me now? Women have to fight that. That's the strongest, temptation that a woman has to fight. You know what I mean? It's the desire. You know what I mean? The sexual desire. Women are very, most women, just like men, can be very, very, very tempted. You know what I mean? And very, very sexually, driven. You know what I mean? And they'll forget anything that they promised to somebody in the moment. They get caught up in the moment and they'll forget it. They'll forget anything they promised to their God, to their father, to their husband, to their boyfriend, you know what I mean, to anyone, you know what I mean, close to them. They'll forget all that. All that they agreed to that they weren't going to do anymore, the same with men as well. But, it explains that it's even stronger with women. Verse 18, for her house has sunk down to death and her paths to the dead. This is where it leads that. So when a woman is in that state, and you find you get swayed and she talk you into going her route, instead of staying on that straight path. If a woman, it may be worse than it may be just as worse, or if not worse, when a woman sway you and convince you and persuade, basically get you off that path, get you off and talk you off that straight path, talk you into going down the wrong path, going down her path. Then it's probably worse than her talking you down her path than the evil man that speaks perversities talking you down his path. They just as worth. They both lead to death, but it's clearly stating where her path leads. You know what I mean? Because hers is more persuasive. You know what I mean? I'll get persuaded by a woman more, you know what I mean, than before I get persuaded by a homie, you know what I mean, a man. You know, man, that's just how we are. That's how we are as men. You know what I mean? So it's like, without that knowledge, wisdom, understanding, I would, you can find yourself, okay, yeah, we can go there. Yeah, let's go. It's on. Let's do it. Like whatever. Let's, say less. And next thing we find ourselves in a house that sunk down to death. And a path to, on a path to the dead. You know what I mean? It says in 19, none going into her does return. None going into her does return. That's going into her. No, none having sex with her. None having that bond with her. And basically, and a lot of these women know what they doing. They call it, taking your soul. Like, They know what they doing, man. And that's what this is what it's talking about. None going into her does return, nor do they reach the path of life. Wow. None going into her does return, nor do they reach the paths of life. So once she gets you, you're done. Unless you gotta scream to the top of your lungs. Man, I'm still trying. The ones I entered, I'm still trying to get out of their clutch. You know what I mean? I'm still trying to get out their clutch. Like, so it's like, I know, man. Like, I know these words are true. He's explaining to you, like, you know what I mean? It's even worse with getting persuaded by a woman, you know what I mean? Because none going into her does return, nor do they reach the paths of life. This is the path of life. The path of life is probably life forever. Not life, not just life here, but life forever. Life, you know what I mean? Your spirit having life forever. The spirit, the ruach within you that was blessed, that was given to you by the breath of life, that lives on. You know what I mean? Rather in eternity of torment, you know what I mean? Lake of fire, wherever whatever was written, or in, everlasting life of, you know what I mean? Of peace, happiness, and you know what I mean? And in the kingdom. So like, that's what's in jeopardy. If you know what I mean, when you go into her, you none going into her does return, nor do they reach the path of life. So he says, this is what he says to do. Verse 20. So walk in the way of goodness and guard the paths of righteousness. Verse 21. For the straight shall dwell in the earth. You know what I mean? So he's basically, in 20 it says, and guard the paths of righteousness. Guard it. Guard that path of righteousness. You know what I mean? Don't let them get you off of it. Don't let them have it. Don't let them take it from you. You know what I mean? Guard that path of righteousness. You know what I mean? Walk in the way of goodness and guard that path. No, I'm cool. I got somewhere to go. No, I'm going this way. All right, I'll holler. You know what I mean? I'll get with you. You know, I'll see you. I'm cool. I'm all right. I mean, not even maybe next time. You know what I mean? Just you ain't that goes without that ain't even got to be said. You know what I mean? You on that route. Guard that route. Guard that path of righteousness. Stay on that way of goodness. You know, and it explains what would happen when you do. Verse 21, for the straight shall dwell in the earth. For the straight will dwell in the earth, and the perfect be left in it. Verse 21, for the straight will dwell in the earth, and the perfect be left in it. So if you strive to be perfect, and if you strive to keep your path straight, you know what I mean? You'll dwell on this earth, and you'll be left in it. What do you mean by that? Left in it. Let's find out. Verse 22. But the wrong shall be cut off from the earth, and the treacherous ones plucked out of it. The wrong will be, he said, but the wrong shall be cut off from the earth, and the treacherous ones plucked out of it. These are the inspirational words of the Most High relayed through King Solomon, the son of King David, the wisest man, King Solomon, the wisest man who ever lived. So he's basically speaking the words of the Most High, explaining to you. He explained it to you. For the straight shall dwell in the earth, and the perfect be left in it. Left in it. So when that day come, when it's all said and done, you'll be left in it. But the wrong shall be cut off from the earth, and the treacherous ones plucked out of it. Need I say more, man? Let's not be the wrong ones. Let's not be the ones that's plucked out of it. Let's be the ones left in it. All glory to the Most High. Abba Yah. All praises be to the Most High. All thanks and be to the Most High. Abba Yah, Yahuwah, hallelujah. To his Son, our Savior, for his Spirit, for his Ruach that he left, the Ruach HaKodesh as a helper. All glory, all praises, all thanks to the Most High. Yah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Thanks for your patience, man. Just let's be the ones left in and not the ones plucked out. Shalom.